So I'm recording and clap. What's going on, y'all? Blunt Talk. Your boy Jay here. Got my wife with me today. We're gonna be talking about how we met and that lovely story of how we met. Yeah, man, it's a beautiful day out here in Colorado. Actually had some pretty decent weather these past few days, and expecting some more nice weather up here, man. But let's get right into it though. How I met my wife. I'm gonna let her tell her side of the story first, and then I'm gonna go back and tell mine.
Where do you want me to start? Like
wherever you want to start.
Wherever. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you want me to tell them the situation before we met?
Sure. Wherever you, what part of wherever you want to start.
Okay.
I'm fine with.
Well, we met at the airport. We were working for this company that was cleaning planes for American Airlines, and in order to work at the airport, you need to have a badge, technically saying that you could pass the boundary to go into the airport, like a little security clearance type of stuff.
Right.
And they allowed us to work without our badges for a while, and that's when I was working there before him. I was working there for like a month before him, and then rule came down that you had to have a badge. So I didn't go to work for like a week because I was too busy trying to get my badge and not going to work. So that week I didn't go to work. He started working there.
The month, you mean? He said I was working there a month. You was working there a month.
No, I stopped working for a week to get my badge, and then that's the week you started.
Oh, okay.
Your
okay,
stuff.
Okay. I got you.
So I came back one night, and to be honest, the night he said he met me, I didn't remember meeting him.
Of course not. Why would you?
But
I'm a nobody.
Oh my gosh. But I remember he had this phone that I wanted. I was actually in the process of purchasing this phone. So
what phone? What? Just curious. What phone was it?
That was the S9, the S8. No, you had the 8. Yeah, the S8.
Was it the S8? Yeah, the S8 Plus. Yeah,
because you got an S9 with me.
Yeah.
So he had that phone, and I was just like, "Could I see your phone?" And he's like, "Sure." And I just wanted to see the camera because that's the only reason I want a phone for. It's really the camera.
Typical woman.
Fuck anything else but the phone. Are we allowed to curse on your podcast?
Yeah, it's Blunt Talk. What we talking about?
Okay.
So what the fuck you feel?
But I took his phone. I took some pictures, and I looked at him. I was like, "Oh, he kind of cute, you know." So.
Okay, now she lying.
You were.
Okay.
But I sent the pictures to myself without even thinking anything, and.
Yeah, so she texted herself from my phone, but she didn't know that, y'all. Just keynote. Let's put a little tab right there.
Yeah, so I text myself, and from then we just started talking. You want to say your side?
Okay. So this motherfucker here. We're going to start with this motherfucker here. So she got to the, okay, so we had to drive with this van to whatever plane we had to go to or whatever, right? So one
of those church buses,
like them little church vans. You know what I'm saying? Like 3-4 rows or whatever in the van. So she hops in the van. Well, she opens the door to the van, to the front door, and Miss Wanda was sitting in the front.
They don't know who Miss Wanda is.
Well, no.
Okay.
This older black lady.
Let me explain this
part.
Older
Older black lady was sitting up there.
Before.
Who was also the lead at the time. Miss Wanda was the lead. It was just me. It was Miss Wanda because you were gone. JP didn't want the lead position, and you know Miss Wanda was working Ultra, and she had like all the lead and supervisor experience, so they let her be like the technically quote unquote lead, but not really like getting paid to be a lead.
Okay. Because I was the lead, but
you wasn't getting paid lead pay though.
Yes, I was.
Oh, you ain't never tell me that part.
You know, your wife got connections. But because I wasn't old enough, because to be a lead, you have to be able to drive the van. So
or any vehicle out there at the airport.
Yeah, and I wasn't old enough to do that. But I still got the lead position because
they needed them. They were desperate.
Until
a nigga like me came along.
First of all, you didn't get
and changed the whole game.
Like a couple months after that.
What? I didn't get make lead until what?
A couple months after that. Don't play.
Like a month and a half. Yeah, we'll say that.
And that's when I was gone.
No, you wasn't going yet.
Yes, I
We was
was
still
dispatching.
working. No, hell no. Because okay, you gotta remember the whole time. Okay, we'll get to that
Okay,
part in a minute.
all right. To cut you off
Again,
he's gonna talk to you about the front. I previously always sat in the front with the driver, who was my friend, and I will always have the paper to the planes we'll go to have to clean. Proceed.
okay. Once again, so Miss Wanda is sitting up there in the front seat. JP's driving. I'm on the second, like this row right directly behind the passenger seat. And there's somebody next to me, and then like the back of the bus is pretty much, the back of the van is pretty much filled up, right? So once she sees that Miss Wanda's sitting up there, and so she's like, oh, I'm not fucking Miss. No, but that's another thing too about Miss Wanda. No matter how big and bad you thought you were, Miss Wanda's one of the people you really just didn't fuck with. Like, I don't care who you were. Like,
Sure.
Miss Wanda was just one of them motherfuckers you just did not fuck
She was
with.
like one of them black aunties that would cuss you out. No
Yeah,
matter
and
where
then
you
with a
are.
smile, and then tell you she love you, and then have you some food at lunchtime. Like that was Miss Wanda. So so she closed the door, and then she opened the like the little door that you
The
get onto the
sliding
van. It wasn't a sliding door; it was the little van opening doors, or butterfly doors type shit. So she opens those, and she sees that everybody is like in the van, but we still have spot. We still have a space for it.
Mind
So
you-
I scooted over. She immediately slams the door in my fucking face. I was like, I'm sliding over for you. Like, why are you mad? So she takes off to the supply truck, we'll call it. That's
Yes.
where our supervisor was, Mo. And she goes up there and complains to him, wooty woo, like they always thinking ain't no seats in this fucking van. Woo-woo. I was like, okay. And prior to this, right, I was like she said, I was working up about a week, maybe a week and a half till she got there, and everybody was like, oh, you gonna like Candy, you gonna meet, you when you meet Candy, she, wooty woo. I'm like, okay. I keep talking about her like she from the islands and she got an accent. I'm like, oh, okay, she sounds cool. And the first 30 seconds I meet her, the motherfucker's cussing and slams the door in my face. I was like, me and this bitch about to fight right here, right now. I told JP and Rashad, man, I don't know what y'all see in her, that is not.
Did I eventually come back in the van?
No, you end up riding.
Oh, I rode
on in the middle of the supply truck.
Oh, yeah.
Because Rashad was in there and Mo and
JP. No, Jacob was driving, y'all. JP was in the supply truck.
Okay, so you know, sitting on somebody's lap.
Actually,
yeah, you did.
no.
Well, yeah, it was 4 niggas in a 3-seater. You tell me, y'all do the math.
First of all, I'm small.
Y'all do the math.
I'm a small person.
And the other 2 niggas in that motherfucker, one was hella big and the other 2 were skinny. So I mean, just tell me what y'all think.
So eventually, what happened? I was sitting on one of them, like nowhere close to his crotch, but I was like sitting on his knee. But eventually, Mo, the supervisor, had moved some things around from the front, and I just sat on the seat with them.
All right, so next to so we at that part, right? Mm-hmm. So the next part, we get on the damn plane. I'm doing first class, the spot that she normally does. Me and
Jacob.
Yeah, me and Jacob up there doing first class, and she has a fucking attitude that I'm doing first class. I said, okay. Oh. See, I knew this. I'm like, what do y'all see in this motherfucker? This motherfucker is mean. She's rude. Like, what? Why?
Okay, you guys have to understand this. So I've been there for like a month, and literally every person, like we get new people like almost every 2 days, right? So they always put the new people in our crew to train them, and it's always hectic because we always move slower when new people are there. So I didn't realize that he was already working there for a week already. So when I got to first class and I saw him, I'm automatically thinking I have to train this fucking guy. But he was on Jacob's side, so I was like, Jacob, you got this? And Jacob told me, he's been working first class with us for a while. And I'm like, what do you mean a while? And then he told me, and I was like, oh, okay. So what I gotta mean? At the time, Jacob and I was in charge of first class. So every plane we did, 300, the ones that gotta go to Beijing, freaking China, the big ass ones. First class is always the big one, the most important spot, so we always have to clean that one. So
more thoroughly. We cleaned up the whole plane. Let's
Yeah.
not make it seem like we just didn't give a fuck about the plane. Like, at least I did. I cared about the motherfucker.
we cleaned the whole plane, but first class is obviously people paying more money for that shit. Gotta be cleaner.
You talking about people paying $15,000, $18,000 for first class?
Yeah.
And the crazy part is, first class is only 16 seats.
It depends on what type of planes.
No, it's only those first, like, you know, those really, really nice seats were really that's really first class. The part that had the other reclining seats, that was business class. And then then you had business. Business.
First, business, and coach.
No, because then you had you wasn't. Then when they put all the new planes when they came in, you was dispatching in. They put the other with I don't know, it had some nice ass seats though. But she's mad because I'm doing first class. She's saying like she's trying to act like she was all no. She was pissed that I was doing.
I was
pissed
because
as fuck. And I was doing it
at the point. So
faster.
No, it was no. You weren't. Don't play yourself.
Okay.
I would turn this whole podcast against you. Don't play yourself.
I am stronger.
The thing about y'all, the person that's doing this podcast, he thinks he could do everything better than anybody.
I was better.
Anywho, moving on. Could I talk? Thank you. So,
you cut me off 15 times, and now you want to talk about can I talk? Okay.
Anywho, so the thing about why I was mad was because I'm not the type of person. I don't
tell
like
the truth and shame the devil.
I don't like doing.
Tell what God loves, and that's the truth.
I don't like doing coach, so I didn't. When I went up to the supervisor, me and him was cool anyway, so it wasn't nothing. I know I was gonna get my way. So I told him I was like,
cry.
Oh no, I don't cry.
She's gonna whine.
I don't cry.
And nag and bitch the whole time.
I bitch. I get mad, and they don't want that. So, and you better clean my blinds tomorrow. Anywho, so I went to the supervisor and I was just like, who the hell is that? And he was like, the new boy. And I was like, okay. And what I gotta do with me? So the supervisor came up and told Jay that he should go back and help with coach. And Jacob, when Jay left, Jacob looked at me and was like, he was laughing, was like, why you do that? I was like, I'm not doing coach. Are you going to do coach? And he's like, no. I was like, okay then. But Jacob and I was cool. We were always like buddy. But I think after I was mean. I'm always mean to new people because I don't think I should just let you see myself. So I think after like after like 2 or 3 planes, the planes have alcohol on them. We
don't talk about that part on the podcast.
We don't?
That's self-incrimination. I don't want American Airlines to come after me. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't there.
Okay, but
I do remember going back to the back and enjoying a nice bottle of cold ice water. I do remember that part because water was okay.
Anti-her.
So they had water
bottles
of water on the plane. That was nice ice and cold. You know what I'm saying? Like it was really good. You know, if you drink too many cups of water, you might get a little. Being you get air sick on a plane, even if it's on the ground, and you get a little tipsy type feel like. You know what I'm saying? So I went back there and had a nice cup of water with 2 of my buddies, and I was like, bro, this bitch is the meanest hoe I have ever met in my life, fam. Like, what? Why? Like, this is not cool. Why is she the way she is? They're like, oh yeah, she just like that. I'm like, man, this motherfucker say one more thing to me, or make me move another position that she don't want to do. I'm a fighter. So we get done so I was doing first class. The first class was pretty much done when she got there. Only thing she really had to do was like put the pillows down. That was it. Like I didn't clean the whole fucking first class. Like her job was somewhat simple, and they didn't tell me that I need to do coach until the next plane, which I thought was fucked up. But hey, so we get on the next plane, and I tried to speak to her, like, "Hi, how you doing? My name is," and she's kind of like ignoring me. So I go talk to my homie Sam. I'm like, Sam, bro.
Sam was there?
Sam was on that cruise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was doing the front galleys. JP would do the back galleys.
Oh, okay.
So, so me and Sam went there chopping it up for a quick second, and I was like, man, fuck this. So I go back to coach, doing my job, and then the next day, or 2, my days. I had the next couple days off.
Yeah.
And the next couple days, so she's on there. So when I come back, she sees my phone, and then that's when she wants to talk to me. I'm like, if you don't get your, and that's literally how we met. And ever since then, I've been in love with this motherfucker. But it was so irritating, bro. Like when I first met her, like I literally thought she was the biggest bitch in the world. Like,
Go to Zanzibar herself.
Bitch. Like, now you can tell your side of the story, like how you met. It was all, you know.
Okay, well, I guess when he went back there to talk to his friends, he had a nice bottle of water with my other buddies, because I was friends with everybody, and except the Indians. One of them liked me. Samuel liked me.
I like all of them. They all love me. I never had an issue with them.
Samuel liked me, and I went back there, and my friends and I, we usually partake in a bottle of water too. But when I got back there and saw him, I automatically had my guard up because, you know, can't trust people these days. So I signaled to one of my friends to get me one, and then I went on. So we get our supplies through a high lift. The truck lifts up to the plane.
The supply truck I was telling y'all about.
And you get on there and just get with your stuff. So I went on the supply truck, and they came on, and he gave it to me. He was like, "Why aren't you drinking bottled water with us?" And I said, I don't know that dude, you know. I don't know how he is. They're like, he cool. I'm like, you sure? So I guess like 1 or 2 planes after, I actually like stayed and like drank a bottle of water like with him, and he was like talking, and he was talking about his girlfriend.
Oh yeah. At the time, my girlfriend at the time, yeah.
But you know, I didn't really care.
So, fast forward maybe like two months. She gets mad again.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm old enough to drive the high lifts and whatnot. So I ended up starting to drive the high lifts and the vans and whatnot. And I actually become the lead of the crew. Oh, she was pissed. Even though we were kind of like talking at the time, we wasn't fully dating, but we were like talking.
Oh,
she
well,
was
I feel
mad.
bad because I thought we was actually dating. Ouch.
No, okay. Remember what it was at first?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to put our business all the way out there, but I'm just saying. But you know what it was at 1st, so let's not play like that's what it was. Like
you said 2-3 months later.
Yeah.
We met in November.
So like around January. So like we didn't make it official until sometime in January, like January 20 something.
Okay.
So like late December, early January is when I got the promotion.
Okay.
We wasn't talking. I think she might have been just asking me for the money. Now I think about it.
What money? Anywho.
So so I get the promotion. I become a full-time lead. She was a little pissed. Then they find out that me and her are now, a couple weeks later, they find out that me and her are dating. And one of the managers liked her a lot. A lot.
2 of them.
Well, yeah. Hold on, 2.
Well, you had...
Oh, yeah, you're right. The GM. One was a GM, and then the other one was just the manager. Right. So they find out that we messing around, and they get mad at your boy. Oh, they get mad at your boy. So they literally split us up. They took her off the crew that I was like somewhat in charge of, and put her on another crew. And come to find out that motherfucking supervisor liked it too.
Yeah.
It was just so I was like the black sheep of ABM of the company.
We were in
fuck the name.
Oh my
Fuck
gosh.
ABM. They hated me, but they loved me at the same time because of my work ethic was like untouchable. Like you couldn't outwork me. And if they needed somebody to stay late to do a plane, I was there. So they took us and broke us up, and they put on another team.
They even got more mad. Like if one supervisor didn't come in and we had to combine teams, they would try to put me on like
another
whole different
another
thing.
narrow body team or some shit like that. Or me the other way. They make me go a job for a narrow body team or something. We did wide body, so we did the big planes. So at the airport, you have 2 types of planes at American Airlines, I should say. So you have the narrow body, which is like the ones that go from like
planes.
domestic. They mostly you got some narrow bodies that go.
I mean, but like mainly domestic.
Yeah,
planes.
mainly domestic. And then you have like the wide body, so sometimes domestic as well, because they might go to like LAX, they might go to New York, La Jolla, and stuff like that. So we normally clean those planes.
The big planes.
Yeah, so they would put me on a small plane, and I would like it didn't matter because I was trying to learn it all. Like what I've learned in life is the only way you can elevate to the next level is if you know how to do everything where you work at. So they started doing that shit. So they broke us up again. And then they made her. Well, then she decided to go to dispatch because it was more money.
I had
and that's the only way we was able. Oh yeah, they also tried to keep it where like we worked. Like one would work and the other one would be at home. Like they tried to offset our days off.
It so happened that when I came back, my days off, like after the first 2 weeks of me being back, my days off switched to his days off. So we had the same days off. Just they didn't realize, I didn't realize until we really started talking, and then we realized, hey, we got the same days off. So when they realized we would come to work together and we'll leave work together, because at the point I did not drive. I didn't have a vehicle, and plus I didn't know how to drive.
Yes, you didn't know how to drive.
So he was always carrying me.
So this is all the time. Let's go back a few seconds. So she was mad because she was 20. She was under 21. You have to be 21 to drive. But she didn't know how to drive, and then you want to drive around airplanes.
First of all, half
you
the
talking about
$30
$30 million for one plane. Like you want to drive around it? Yeah, I'm glad they didn't let her ass drive. They would fuck. Yeah, what?
No,
they would send her ass
it's
back.
not like I did. It's not like. First of all, they can't. But anyway,
Trump was in office.
It's not like
what they can't do.
It's not like I didn't know how to drive. It's just that I wasn't as experienced, So, because I was still driving my cousin's car and stuff.
How many cars have you wrecked?
One.
That's one more than I have.
Actually,
I got ran off the road.
Well, that's not the story your mom told me.
No, I got ran off the road. But
so
tipsy. They no, I didn't even drink that night.
No,
but so she said, so they broke us up. They put us on a different thing. They hated so much on us that they literally tried to make it where we couldn't see each other. But she wasn't going for that. So we know people. We both knew people, and I became a full-time supervisor at this time too. And they got really pissed because she was in dispatch, and I was a supervisor, so that's still kind of like
we had contact with each other.
Yeah, but it was still like fraternizing, because technically as a supervisor tag, she is technically below me, even though we're not even in the same department. But technically, like if you was to go bar for bar, like I was a supervisor, and she was a regular, just dispatcher. So they had it on that too. So they tried to like throw everything our way.
It was to the point when the GM found out we were actually living together.
But Ed liked both of us, so that was a cool part.
I wasn't talking about Ed.
Oh, what is it? Oh, that. Oh, yeah.
So previous to me even meeting Jay, this GM invited me over to his house a bunch of times.
He had the same name as Michael Jackson.
Yes, but
Michael Jackson.
Don't say that on the podcast.
Hey, this blood talk.
You gonna get sued.
No, how? Well, if he got a problem with it, he can come talk to me. He actually has my number. And my Instagram.
You got mine too.
And my Facebook.
Me too.
Okay then. So if he got a problem with it, hey, make sure you hit me. We can solve it.
But
I'm just thinking, but it ain't like I'm lying though. These are all facts. Like this is all. So ain't no bullshit in between it. It's all straight 100% facts.
So before I even got to dispatch, they had me on Ultra cleaning. But the thing is with Ultra, they clean two planes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Stephanie and Jill. Oh,
they had 2 planes to clean a night, and they'll leave like probably around like 4 o'clock in the morning, while my boyfriend at the time, Jay, won't be off until like probably like 6 or 7 in the morning. 8 the latest.
Shit. Oh yeah, that's before.
Yeah,
that's why you still dispatching. And then we went to the tower and started dispatching up there. I wasn't getting off work till like, that's when I was up in narrow body. I had the full narrow body team in, because the only reason I had got the wide body team was because of Momo and
had quit.
No, not yet. He hadn't quit yet. Thomas was on vacation.
Oh, and Tosha.
Yeah, and Tosha was trying to take over. So Tosha hasn't came at that point yet. So I was still running the wide body crew.
Tosha came by that point because I was still working on the planes when Tosha was there.
Yeah. When Thomas went to Africa, Tosha hasn't made it over there yet because they haven't fired Momo yet. They didn't fire Momo. They fired Momo on some fluke shit on that fucking block that he quote unquote missed. But they don't plant in the fucking cockpit.
But so while I was on this Ultra team, I went up to the GM, the one that likes me, and I said, and the thing is, he liked me to the point that he paid me more than everyone else, and no one really caught on to it because it won't be like he paid me the same every week. Like, we were making $9.25 when you start working there, and when he and I were talking, we weren't dating, but we were just like, buddy, and I was making like $11, and then I was making like 12 one time, but it was just always like fluctuating. It was never like, why is she making this amount?
Right.
It'll be like, oh, she probably did some overtime, that's why her paycheck's like that. So when he found out, because I feel like the managers found out before him. When he found out we were like dating and like living together, he dropped me right back to $9.25, like so fast. Like it wasn't even like
a hot tamale.
Like it was so fast. Like he probably like you get stung on a freaking hot stove. You pull your hand away. That's how fast he dropped me. And like I felt that because my paycheck was always like bigger, and looking at your paycheck one time, like what the fuck,
Yeah, people get salty.
And I went up to him one night, like I was finished with Ultra, and he would ask me, did I clock out? And I looked at him, I was like, do you want me to clock out? And he's like, no, you don't have to. So I said, okay, I don't want to do Ultra no more. And I was like, and I know you don't want me to be on the wide body teams, because at the time Jay was doing wide body. And he asked me, do I want to do it, if I want to do dispatch? I said, sure.
Shout out to the real OG. Shout out to Bob, man. I love me some Bob.
Bob
was the biggest asshole at the airport. I don't give a fuck what company. I'm pretty sure you couldn't find a bigger asshole than Bob. But Bob knew his job, and he was about getting everything done the right way. So shout out to Bob one time.
And Bob and I, like, we bump heads because we're the same sign. And I couldn't. But we eventually, like, worked together, like, real good because we had some things, like, in common. Even though Bob's, like, an old white man, but he understood some stuff and I understood some stuff.
Hell, he made it weird because the dispatch room had no heat in it. And he even went and got blankets and a motherfucking heater, didn't he, one time for you? Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, because she's anemic, too. So she's, yeah.
And his wife died from
anemia. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that shit was crazy. So that was cool. That's the story on how we met. Mm-hmm. So once again, this was your episode of Blunt Talk. We out.
Bye.